maybe outside of the result? Obviously, the result's not what you wanted.
Sure.
How did the match go in terms of preparation this week?
Yeah, it's interesting because you just played them, and you knew that coming off of the first game of the season, they were going to be better. We figured we were going to be better, and I thought that was the case for both teams. I think both teams were better. We played better today than we played at their place when we got the win. So, obviously you're frustrated in some ways not to get a win out of the game, but at the same time, this early in the season, it's a process, and we're going through it. There were some really good pieces. There's other pieces we still need to fix, and I think that's going to be the case for a week or two until we settle in a little bit.
How are the preparations for next week?
Yeah, we'll take tomorrow off, first off. We haven't had a day off since we got here, so it's been about 9 or 10 days straight. We add in about 4 more players this week that aren't here yet, so that's really exciting for us. It helps strengthen and gives us more depth. And then we'll get to work on Tuesday. So we've got 4 full days of training to prepare, which is a rarity in our league. Usually you're playing every 2 or 3 days. So to have a whole week, I think, it's like any other sport where they go the growth from week 1 to week 2. We're looking for the growth from week 1 to week 2 to week 3 to be significant.
Points in time last year where you give up a goal and then you just wouldn't be able to respond for whatever reason. Today you guys did. Feel like there's some growth coming from last year to this bit?
Yeah, we stopped comparing ourselves to last year a long time ago because we're not last year's team. Obviously it's a different group of players. We have a couple of similar players, but I thought our response to the goal was pretty good, and we came back, and I thought our response to our goal was very good. I thought we were very good in that little stretch. One ball in behind that's just pretty easy for us. When we look at the tape, it's going to be frustrating because we know it's easy to fix. But it kind of broke our heart for a few minutes, but then they did find some resolve. And I actually thought some of the guys who came off the bench gave us a little spark as well. Fitness is an issue early on, too, and that makes you easy to lose your mind sometimes. So, especially on a hot day, it's not been that hot yet. And so all of these things are for the first time. So, again, I'm certainly not happy with it, but I'm not terribly upset by the performance. Yeah.
So looking ahead to your next opponent, Indy 11 Academy on the 25th, what goes into preparation for that? That's a little bit of a
I think before we've got a game before that. We're in South Bend next Saturday on the 20. I think it's the 21st.
Yes.
Yeah, and so that's all our focus is on that. So Indy 11. Call me in a week. I had nothing to do with that right now. We're all focused on ourselves really first. We'll spend the next 2 or 3 days working on ourselves, fixing things that we identified from this game, and then we'll look at South Bend later in the week.
Announced crowd of 15-21 today, and from my vantage point, it seemed like they were pretty into it, responded really well with the goal. What was your view from the field?
Yeah, the crowds at our home games are amazing. And we're trying to get the guys to buy into this idea today, like, let's win this crowd over, because they don't know all of our players like maybe they did before. But I do think, again, win or lose, I think what you're going to get out of this group is they're going to fight right till the end. And so that's a great quality that I think the fans will respond to. And I think there's enough in the team that you can see. There's a lot of pieces in there. There's a lot of talent on the field. So I think the results are going to fall the way, too.
What did you think about the first home match today?
Obviously, we were waiting for it, and the fans, it was a great atmosphere, and I think we came out and we put in a shift, but sometimes results don't go your way. We had our chances, we could have taken the game, but I think we left them around too long. And in this league, we've learned last year, if you let teams stay alive, they're going to punish you, and I think that's what happened today.
What did you see that was different out of Kings Hammer today versus the other day when you played them?
You could definitely tell they were more organized, for sure. As hard as it is to say, I think us beating them on their home place, I think that hurt them a little bit, and they came out here. That's something to prove, and I think we were up to the test. But I'm not sure, but I think they might have wanted it a little bit more than us, and I think we need to learn how to push on and get a result like that. And I think that's big from last year as well. Is you got to learn how to get results in this league, and I think they did a good job with that.
What are you guys going to do to prepare for next game?
We just got done talking, and we have 5 days to prepare. So in this league, it's one after another, and you have to move on to the next. And I know that all of us, we just have to come together and realize that we all could have done better. It's not on one person, and we're all one team, we're all one club, and we go out there and we get ready to go on the road.
What did Coach say at halftime to you guys going in a goal down? Maybe it was a little bit of a questionable goal.
Yeah, obviously it's not ideal going into half like that, but all the coaching staff, they just told us that our chances were coming, and you just had to believe it, and you had to come out as one. And he's really just harping on the energy, positive energy, and coming out as one. And I think we came out and we responded well, but unfortunately we couldn't get the second. I think the second was there to be had, and unfortunately they got it before we could.
So, out of curiosity, being the only hometown boy on the roster, also captaining the squad here, personally, outside of today's result, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, it was a very proud moment for sure. I had a lot of my family here, a lot of friends, and obviously being from here, it was a cool moment. I wish we could have gotten a win, but it is what it is. But it's definitely a proud moment for me.
What do you guys take from this week? Splitting against Kings Hammer was one of the better teams in the division last year, and looks like it could be the same this year.
Yeah, I mean, they're a tough team. There's a reason that they finished second last year, and they came out with a game plan that was different than last time, and unfortunately they executed better than we did, and that's the game sometimes.
And then how important was it, for you guys to be able to respond and get that goal and draw level? Obviously the score didn't end up that way, but you could have just gone in halftime and said, okay, not our day, but you come out, like you said, positive attitude, and you get that goal and you level it up.
Yeah, we knew we had to come out for the fans. They come out here and they spend a lot of money and they come support us, so we had to come out, and I thought we came out and we got the goal, obviously, and I thought the game was going to go our way, but like I said, this is a tough league and results aren't easy to come by, and I think they just took advantage today.
So, you got a goal today. The overall result didn't go well. How do you think the team did in today's match overall?
I think everyone did great.
Take a step forward.
Oh, okay. I think everyone did great today. Everyone, because all the players, I could see that they put everything that they had. Just that we were unfortunate to lose this game. But I would say I'm excited to get my first goal of the season, and I think we're going to do better next time.
You guys scored. When you scored, you came over and greeted the fans. How important was it to be able to get that goal, tie the game up at that point, and have that support behind you?
I think that is what we needed to keep going. So when we got the goal, I think it boosted our morale. But unfortunately, we conceded the second goal, which brought us down a little bit. But we did everything we could to come back, but it didn't happen. Yeah, and that happens in the game,
Sure. And then what did you see that was different today versus the first game against Kings Hammer at their place?
I think we improved a little bit today because at the away game, that was our first game. And new guys coming together for the first time, it was a little bit hard for us. But since we played over there and practiced a little bit, I think it made it a little bit coherent for us today to play together as a team. So I think it was better today than our first game. And I hope it's going to get better in subsequent games.
How was it for the atmosphere here? How did that feel?
I think the atmosphere here is always great. Like the fans is always behind us. They're trying to help us as much as they can. And we also try to do as much as we can to get a win for them. So I think the atmosphere is always great.
How does it feel being one of few players called back into the team for the second season?
I think it's an honor, and I'm really proud of it. And I appreciate what is called trust that the board put in me to bring me back here. So I would say it's an honor to represent this club.
What do you take from this match where you guys get down early in the first half, you're able to respond, and they respond as well? What do you take from this match moving forward to help you out moving on this year?
I think each and every game is going to help us improve, whether we win or lose. So we're going to look back at the game and see where things went wrong and where we need to improve to get better in the next game. So I think each and every game is going to help us improve.